Hi, my name is David De Los Santos, and I'm going to be talking about the leadership failure in Toys R Us. First, we're going to be talking about Toys R Us history, which in 1948, Charles Lazarus starts the company. In 1998, Walmart defeats Toys R Us in being the top toy seller in the US. 2000, Amazon and Toys R Us make a deal. In 2018, Toys R Us files for bankruptcy. March 14 of 2018, Toys R Us tells employees that they're going to be closing all stores in the US. Management changes. There were a lot of leadership changes throughout the years of Toys R Us. In 1966, Lazarus sells the company to Interstate Sales. In 1974, Interstate Sales files for bankruptcy. In 1994, Lazarus no longer is the chief executive. In 2015, Dave Brandon becomes the CEO of the company, and his duty is to turn it around. If they want to become leaders, they must extend their influence by developing other power bases, like Johnson and Pack. In other words, for Toys R Us to become a more powerful store, they need to be able to move with the trend and progress the company. Due to constant changes, the staff probably felt the instability of the company. They probably noticed that leadership was always changing and there was no real progress from each leader. And they felt that the company was on its downfall. Where did they go wrong? Retailers today, especially in any kind of fashion or trend segment, have to progress. That's unique 2018. This is basically a crisis in leadership. And in crisis leadership, this correlates to the course content as a crisis event, which basically is risk-taking when threatened. Decision makers tend to be more rigid. They share less information and tend to fall back on habitual behavior when they should be looking for novel ways to deal with the crisis. Johnson and Hackett. Toys R Us made a bad deal that basically influenced their downfall and losing the company in all its terms. Basically, the downfall start would be the deal with Amazon. This is going to be an example of crisis event, which connects to the course's content. Mark Cohen shares in his podcast quoted by a BuzzFeed News article. In 2000, Toys R Us launched a 10-year partnership with Amazon. It paid the e-commerce giant $50 million a year plus a percentage of sales to be Amazon's exclusive seller. But basically, Toys R Us did not understand that Amazon was taking the majority of the money, and this was one of the risks that they had to take to stay afloat. They're trying to stay afloat by branching out to the online website of selling their toys. Through this deal, they should have been able to use friendly persuasion, which basically is a positive strategy that put you and the other party in a positive frame of mind. Amazon was probably not in the right terms of trying to help out Toys R Us at the time. They could have seen Toys R Us as a profit instead of as a partner. Deal with Amazon and more. This crisis event is an example of Toys R Us's leadership not balancing out the pros and cons of what's going on with the deal. This strongly relates to the leadership in crisis from our content because leadership was making moves that was not progressing the company. They were more of trying to keep themselves afloat. That goes to the next bullet point of there was no change in their business model. Toys R Us stayed we are a toy store. We're not going to be branching out to anything else other than toys. Where did they go wrong? There are employees who were messing around with the customer service. When employees begin lying, it's a sign things are not going in the right direction. Brain mind. To be an effective leader, you will need to be proactive, raising a level of developmental readiness, seeking out leadership, learning opportunities, building developmental relationships, and capitalizing on your experiences, like Johnson and Hackman. In other words, to become a better company, you have to be willing to branch out to different segments or different industries. This can also lead into hiring new people to push yourself to a better destination. The online website of Toys R Us was a good idea. The thing is, it did not work the way it was supposed to work. They saw the idea of trying to sell their stores directly online, found a quick way of getting around it by having a deal with Amazon, not knowing that Amazon was going to be trying to take as much money as possible. They would pay the $50 million a year, along with a percentage of every sale. What could have been done? Adapt. Leadership wanted Toys R Us to stay a toy store. Leadership in crisis. Leaders fail to learn from experience or to disseminate lessons learned because information is not recognized or shared, or because key organizational members are lost, by Johnson and Hackman. Leaders are not learning from experiences throughout the years of all the changes of leaders. Finding ways to change Toys R Us with the change in times, the stores made no sustainable efforts to present themselves in a more engaging and attractive way, brand minds. Again, this goes back to Toys R Us only wanting to be a toy store instead of branching out into different industries. What could have been done? Communicate. Leadership and leader development. Developmental readiness is made out of motivation, learning goal orientation, leader efficacy, and ability, self-awareness, self-concept, clarity, complexity, metacognitive ability, like Nelson and Hackman. If they were able to communicate with their employees, their customers, and online customers, they were possibly able to understand what area they should be trending to. What does it look like today? Toys R Us is now in some Macy's, from coming from a big store to a small section of a department store. Tip in regards to communicating leadership. Leaders versus managers. Leading differs significantly from managing. Managers may act as leaders, but often they do not, like Johnson and Hackman. Leaders are supposed to lead the pack to a better place. Managers just manage. They don't do anything else except tell you what needs to be done and how to do it. Leaders will actually help you and show you what to do. This is my reference page of where I got all my information from.